All right, guys. Today we'll be talking about thinking without thinking, also called thin slicing. So that's our what, our how is the agenda, thin slicing, marriage and thin slicing. Ooh, the locked door to our brains, practical application, pros, cons, and this thing called flow. And how come? Because we're talking about self-efficacy, so this ability to like maximize our goals and plans and believe in ourselves. Well, sometimes we can overthink that. This is part of the hang loose mantra, right? That we're going to look at in a second. Of course, it's our self-efficacy. But here, right, goal, decision made without too much analysis. Our type A personalities, our kind of uptight people that are elite, they will wait forever to make a choice. My wife. So, got to think about that. People all the way over to the lost, they have impulse control issues and they must think more often. So, what is thin slicing? It's our ability to use limited information from a narrow period of experience to come to a conclusion. So basically, it means that like all the training that you do, the like habits that you instill, the discipline that you have, right? One of our core values turns in and becomes the decision that you make. And so rapid cognition is your next answer, making decisions without all of the info. So how thin slicing is used, marriage and thin slicing, researcher Sybil Carrera found a way to figure out in a 3-minute conversation if people will get divorced or not. All right, she was patronizing and lecturing, inflexible, rolled her eyes. He was nice, but a yes, but person, so defensive. In the end, they have a contempt or a less than feeling about each other. And what that means is that they might be good on the surface, but they could match your eyeballs and how they moved and the way that your facial expressions changed, and they could see whether you really like someone or not. So the 4 horsemen of negative emotion are defensiveness, stonewalling, criticism, and contempt. Think about defensiveness as one of our BCDs, right? Blame, complain, defend. Contempt is the worst because it says that you're like less valuable than somebody else. So you've got the 4 marriage questions, right? Kids versus no kids, spender versus saver, your next answer, traveler versus homebody, and religion versus a different religion or non-religious. The locked door to our brains. There was a billionaire investor that said that he got back spasm, this is true, over a deal meant that he knew it would go poorly. So as soon as his back started locking up, he's out of there. Some stuff on growth and thin slicing. Ooh, the dark side of thin slicing. It's our biases. So our prior attitudes and biases, your next answer, show through in thin slicing. That could be on appearance and can make powerful associations. The conscious bias is in the rules, slavery, Jim Crow laws. Our unconscious bias is when we don't even maybe know. So this is like a test that you can take. It's good or white, bad or black, and you're supposed to hit like EI for like when the words are good, or it's a black person, or the words are bad, it's a black person, something like that. They switch it up as you go. They also do this for indigenous people, so Native Americans and white people. They have a few other versions, male and female, I think, as well, to see where your bias lies. The longer you take to press the buttons, they consider it a wrong answer because they assume that you're not going like rapidly, that you're like taking your time. Why thin slicing works, just based on decision making and things like firemen, nurses, police officers, they have to move really quickly. Thin slicing also works in football. RPOs are run pass options. If you watch a game and hear that phrase, or maybe your coach starts talking about them, you can know the answer to that too. So how fast something has to happen in this thin slicing world, right? I know some people don't like sports. We'll skip over it pretty quickly. Thin slicing in combat. So they did this millennial challenge thing. This guy, Van Ripper, who had been retired, decided that he would take control of his organization. He was in command but out of control. So that's your next answer. He was just guidance and kind of intent from the top. He set the standard. He said like what the mission accomplished goals were and stuff like that. And he just said, hey, use your wisdom experience, right? I call that trust-based coaching. I just wrote a big essay thing on that. If you believe you're a good leader, you trust your followers. Van Ripper won because he didn't rely on analysis. He relied on thin slicing. He trusted his guys, right, and gals. So that's that clarity, confidence, conviction is what he had. It's a clear goal. He was confident they could achieve it, right? Running out of time. Flow is when our deliberate price meets unconscious reality. Skip through Sigmund Freud. You got some firearms training stuff we talked, flow video, and pair cards. So hope you guys have a great day. Woo, got out of here just in time.